All right, guys, welcome to the Euphoria Wealth Builders Business Opportunity Overview. My name is Rob Pauls. I'll be your host, and I'm going to go over with you guys tonight the product side of Euphoria. And you're going to hear on the money side of Euphoria from somebody that has made several $1 million, been a top earner with one of his last companies, Mr. Brian Belleville out of West Virginia. He's going to go over our compensation overview for the business builders. All right, so let's get started. Out of respect everyone's time, and Mr. Robert Carlisle is going to navigate for us. So welcome to the call, everybody. All right, Rob, first slide. All right, so everybody that's in the network marketing space is looking for something exclusive and proprietary, something that's different, something that's unique. And if you talk to anyone in this space, they're going to tell you why their product is unique, either why it's grown higher up on the mountaintop, how it's harvested, how it's extracted. There's all kind of stories. You've probably heard them all. We're going to share with you something tonight that truly is one of a kind, truly is proprietary and exclusive, so exclusive that you can only get it in one place. Now, I challenge you with any company or any product that's out there, when people tell you they're going to do their due diligence, all that means is they're going to go to Google. They're literally going to go to Google. They're going to do a Google search. It's not like they have a special microscope. They don't hire an investigative team. They literally do their due diligence. It's on Google. Now, if you Google a company's product and you find your company's product on Amazon, eBay, Wayfair, and all these other sites, it just might not be exclusive. It might not be proprietary. Fact of the matter is, if they can get it anywhere else, why do they need me? All right, so it's just the way I feel about it. So we're going to show you something tonight that's truly one of a kind. You can only get it at one place. Has absolutely zero competition. Next slide. eBay, Amazon, Wayfair, all the other sites, we're totally bulletproof, meaning that you'll never find the product being able to be circumvented, bypass you to go get it from another source where you do the introducing. You get the person on the product, and then all of a sudden, 2 months later, 3 months later, they can buy the exact same product somewhere else for cheaper. You did all the work. Whole idea about the whole network marketing model is do the work once and get paid the residual income over and over and over again. That's amazing when it works. It's hard to do when you can get the product all over the place. Next slide.
For decades, everyone's been telling us what nutritional supplements our bodies need. Throughout generations, our DNA is already known. And today, one company takes human history into the 21st century. Because every body is unique. And your DNA is the authority on your body's nutritional needs. Introducing Euphoria, a nutritional supplement unique to every one of us because it's custom designed for each of us based on our DNA. No more guessing. No more risking deficiency or toxicity. No more wasting money. Just 100% you. Customized design. Delivered to your door, and affordable. Your parents gave you your DNA. But this isn't your parents' nutrition. This is your own designer nutrition. This is your Youtrition. Euphoria. Being you never felt better.
All right, intellectual software, very proprietary, 20 years in the making. 20 years scientific research to put this together. And how unique is this product? I'll tell you. There's over 400 million different possible formulations to make yours with your name on it, with your barcode. So don't be confused if somebody says, oh, I think I heard of that before. Yeah, they do a DNA swab or they do a questionnaire. How old are you? Do you take medications? Do you smoke? How much do you weigh? Where do you live? All these questions, they get all this data. Maybe you pee in a cup. Maybe they do a blood test. There's all kind of different things they can do, including a DNA test. And then what they do is they guide you to certain products. meaning that they can now pinpoint or narrow down what it is that you should actually take. What should your diet? What type of exercise should you do? That's not what we do. It's totally not what we do. We're the company that totally takes it to the highest level. We completely personalize it just for you. That means it's not on a shelf anywhere. Okay, so before you had the blind nutrition, then you had the guided nutrition, and now you have personalized nutrition, product designed and built specifically for you based on a simple swab of your cheek. Next slide. So what you're seeing here is the beginning of the end of blind nutrition. And why we say that, I'm going to say that again. It's the beginning of the end. Because up until now, what have you had? You walked into GNC, you walk into a vitamin shop, you walk into a store like that, you have hundreds and hundreds of products, and people blindly guess what it is that they think they should take. That's called blind nutrition. Turning on QVC or HSN and having a celebrity pitch you on why you should take a certain product is blind nutrition. Somebody trying to sell you or convince you on why you should take their product. Talking to somebody that works in a company, just pick the company. Have a 10-minute conversation. After 10 minutes, you would swear you should take that product. Until you talk to the next guy with another company that's been out for a long time, and after 10 or 15 minutes of the conversation, you would swear you should take that product. And it never ends. So all I know is this, and you probably know it too. Consumers are sick and tired of being pitched. And if you try and introduce somebody to a business, the business builders are sick and tired of pitching. They literally are. They're absolutely sick and tired of talking about why the ORAC score is so much higher than the other one, why the mushroom has got more fungus than the other one, why the CBD oil is extracted better than any other CBD oil on planet Earth, and why theirs is the best. Everybody is played out, men are sick and tired of pitching people. And the customers are sick and tired of being pitched. That's exactly why this is absolutely so attractive. When Ron says you only need to show it, you only need to share it, you don't need to sell it. It's never truer words have been spoken. You just need to share it. Next slide. World-class lab. Our lab, you only need to know two things. It's HIPAA compliant and CLIA certified, which means that it meets or exceeds the highest certifications that you need to have a big boy lab. Next slide. Nutritionator, the one and the only. This machine took over 2 years to design, build, and engineer. So it took over 2 years to build it. You couldn't just pick up the phone. You can't go into Google. You can't call someone and say, hey, we want to order one of those. We want to buy one of these. One of these did not even exist. There was nowhere to buy it from. It's a totally customized piece of equipment. Substantial dollars were invested, substantial amount of time. It's the only one of its kind on planet Earth. It's in our manufacturing facilities right now in Dallas, Texas. And what I can tell you about the machine, it's totally robotic. It's fully automated. It'll produce about 3,400 orders in an 8-hour shift. And it'll run over 400 million different possible formulations of our product, one made for you. Next slide. What are the genes that we test? I'm not even going to sit here and give you the terms. They're right on our website, so for the people that want to know, they want to know. There's two things in order for the gene to be on the panel. Number one, it had to be an actionable. You see the word actionable? Actionable means that you can change the expression of the gene with the nutrition. I'm going to give you an example, caterpillar and a butterfly. You take the DNA of the caterpillar, once it turns into a butterfly, you take the DNA never changed. It's the same. However, if you did not get genetic expression, you'd have never got the butterfly. You see, not every caterpillar becomes a butterfly. Some just die. Why? Because they're unhealthy. They don't get genetic expression. They don't have the right nutrition, the right ingredients to actually express the genes to turn into or transform into the butterfly. Our product is designed to actually give your genes the optimum genetic expression. All the genes that we have on our panel are genes that are actionable, and that's exactly why you see the word there, actionable. And the second thing about the gene, it has to be something that's critical and vital to the way you age. For example, your eye color, that's genetic. Your hair, you have a full head of hair, or you bald, you have half and half, That's genes. Second toe, is it bigger than the first toe? That's genes. Athletic ability, that's genes. But see, certain genes doesn't really matter the way you age. However, these genes have a critical role in the way you age. Your cardiovascular health plays a critical role in the way you age. Your weight plays a critical role. Your eye and vision health. So what you're going to find is these genes, if they were looked at by a group of doctors anywhere around the country, people would agree that these are critical genes that are going to play a heavy factor in the way you actually age. Next slide. Approaching 100 plant-based peer-reviewed ingredients. In order for us to use an ingredient, it has to have 2 peer-reviewed studies, and it's got to be plant-based nutrition, whole food plant-based nutrition. That's what we're looking for. Now, why does what we have position itself for the future? Well, the world that you and I lived in up until now, what would happen is a few years would go by, and then all of a sudden somebody would discover a new berry. They would discover a new bark or seaweed or something special that nobody's ever found up until now. And now they build a whole company around this one particular ingredient, come out with a story, a comp plan, and go run a company with it. What we are positioned to do is if in the future somebody does discover from a mountain that you've never seen before, some certain barrier, some ingredient that just all of a sudden, is validated, that it has some type of medical benefits to it, and your body needs it based on your DNA, then we will simply, if it has 2 peer-reviewed studies, put it right into the formula and continue business as normal. So we're not just the cutting edge for right now. You're totally positioned for anything that happens down the road. No smoke, no mirrors, no hype, no BS. Just it's exactly what it's designed to do. It's designed for the beginning of the end of blind nutrition today, but also to stay ahead of the future. Next slide. What are some of those ingredients? I'm not an ingredient guy, but you can actually get a peek right there at some of the ingredients that are in the product. Since everybody's formula is different, when you get your report back, you'll be able to look at yours at the back pages. It'll show you exactly the ingredients that's in your formula, right down to the milligram of how much ingredient is in your particular formula. We acknowledge that our DNA is the authority of what our body needs. No two of us are alike. Why would we ever believe someone that gives us a product that's supposed to work for all of us across the board? That's almost insane. It doesn't even make sense if you think about it. One day you're going to hear kids say to their grandmom, to their pop-pop, to their aunt and uncle and everybody else, you mean to tell me that there was a time when you used to use the same exact bottle or package that every single woman used or every single guy used? You've got to be kidding me. Why would they do that? That's going to seem so crazy. And people are going to look back and they're going to think, yeah, it was crazy. It didn't even make a little bit of sense. But yet that's what we did. How long did we do it for? And so the ignorant might ask, what will the product do for me? A lot of people do. Anytime they're talking about a product, well, what will the product do for me? Well, the wise will anticipate what will their body do when it receives exactly what it's supposed to have. What is it supposed to have? You won't know until you simply swab your cheek. And once you swab your cheek, you'll actually know exactly what it is that you're supposed to have. So Euphoria will give your body a voice. Next slide. Now we're going to bring up the Money Man, Mr. Money himself, out of West Virginia, multi-million-dollar earner. He's going to knock it out of the park for you right now and tell you all about the career opportunity, whether it's part-time, sometime, just building a business on the side that can create you a residual income for a very, very long time. Welcome to the call, Mr. Brian Belville.
Hey, Rob, am I coming through loud and clear?
Oh, yes.
Well, I have my video camera off only because I am actually driving in my automobile right now. And, you know, that's what I love about this industry is that you can do this business from anywhere. My wife was a little under the weather, so I had to pick my daughter up from dance. You know, but the great news is that's the paradigm shift that we're honestly trying to share with everyone. And, oh, my goodness, I don't even have a picture. I look like a chess piece. Anyway, folks, what I'm going to do is challenge you tonight more conceptually than tactically, meaning, most of you on the line tonight have seen compensation plans and heard about network marketing, heard about residual income. And I challenge you to think about this. None of the numbers matter. None of the numbers really matter unless you put action to work. And they inevitably really don't matter unless there's a product that changes lives and makes a difference, and people will continue to buy. And we actually broke that mold. We've pioneered a concept, as Rob was sharing with you. So as a customer, you can actually join this opportunity, get a referral site. We live in a referral and a social media world. You can refer for, pay no more. And the only difference between a customer and a nutritionist is a rounding up $39.95, a $40 fee. What is the $40 for? The $40 is actually going to pay for the cost of your websites, your back office, everything else. And, I actually have been an entrepreneur, not only in the networking industry, but in corporate America as well. I had a franchise restaurant, which was a $250,000 lesson. And I can tell you, $40 a year won't buy you enough storage for emails. But the power of multiplication and duplication allows our company to give you an incredible opportunity to look professional online, front end and back end. So that is what's very exciting. So if you don't really see the opportunity, maybe you see the opportunity, but you want to test the product, we get it. Become a customer, because customers are going to be the lifeblood of what we're doing here, at Euphoria. But if you're a visionary and entrepreneur and understand that we have an opportunity to share an amazing concept with the world, then there's a $40 difference. So, as we move forward, Rob, into compensation, there are several different ways that you can get paid. We've got first start bonuses, we've got unit level bonuses. And folks, for most of you that are looking at this slide right now, again, this presentation is not designed to go in depth about what we want to share with you, but more or less, if you're a networking professional, myself or Rob or Carl, we would love to get on a private call with you and discuss some of the percentages. But at the end of the day, it's very little about the compensation plan, and it's more about the product and the opportunity that we have to be able to go out and affect change in our lives. And I can tell you, but the great thing about what these guys have done, with our unilevel program and the pools that we've got in place, the weekly compensation, just starting October 8th of this year, it's absolutely an amazing opportunity. So, the reality is about a compensation plan, nothing matters unless you take action. And that's really the most important thing, so I just want to make sure that everybody really understands conceptually, what we're talking about versus, the actual numbers. And, Rob, moving along in the slides, the one thing that I do like to talk about with everybody here, more than anything else, is actually just being an entrepreneur. Like, the most important thing I would like to share with everybody tonight is, think about this concept, which is multiple streams of income. If you have a, corporate America job that you love every day and that's paying your bills and going to give your kids the opportunity to do what they want to do and fulfill your dreams, that's an exciting thing for you to do. The great thing about this industry is that we have the ability to produce multiple streams of income and give you an opportunity to actually make money, tax deductions, everything else on top of that. So even if you love your job, you're looking for tax deductions. If you're not making the money that you want, you obviously know the validity of this industry and the power that it can provide leveraging your time and income. So it's not so much more about the numbers, but it's more about the concept and you taking action. Because let's think about it, if you're selling ice to Eskimos, or if you have a product that is actually positioned in front of a trend, that is what's going to give you the overall opportunity. And folks, we have no competition. We have no competition with our product in corporate America or network marketing. So when you think about the ranks and you see this slide right here, the numbers may not mean a whole lot to you, but what this means is this. This is not get rich quick. It's get rich a whole lot quicker and save thousands of dollars on your tax deductions along the way. But again, if you're a networking professional and you want to understand structure, you want to understand, how to maximize the plan, we will certainly, get with you and talk about that. But for most everybody, just like myself, what we're looking for is an extra $500 to even $5,000 a month. And what that is nothing more than referring a great restaurant or a great movie. We do it every single day. And when you have no competition, Rob, that gives us the competitive advantage, to be able to go out there and earn that income. Now, what I will say is this. I believe that residual income is the eighth wonder of the world, meaning I've been in sales and marketing my entire life. Sell something once, get paid every single time they reorder. Now, here's the great thing. When you have a product that someone is willing to reorder over and over again, when it comes to their DNA, when it comes to changing their health and their entire life, folks are going to continue to pay that over and over again. That's the beautiful thing about our industry is that, Rob, I know that you'll take your nutrition every month just like I will for the rest of our lives. And that is honestly the beautiful thing about what we're doing. So again, Rob, I want to turn it back over to you. Thanks for allowing me to speak. Compensation plan doesn't matter unless you have a product that's actually going to fulfill that plan. And we have that. We have timing on our side and the product on our side. So thanks for allowing me to chime in. Back to you.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Brian. Thanks a lot for everybody for joining tonight. If you're a guest, get back with the person that actually invited you to the call. We can get you started right away. There's some special incentives right now inside these packages. The You Start kits actually have a $100 off coupon for the entire month of January. Anybody that actually orders their packages right now will get that $100 coupon code, and you can use that immediately. Literally, when you go on and you register, you put in your code, and it gives you $100 credit right when you're paying for the lab work right online. So we thank you for joining us tonight. The rest of you guys, we hope to see you in Vegas this week, later on this week. If you're a guest, get back to the person that invited you. Thank you for joining, and good night.